Just keep reminding me if I forget. Okay. Let's watch GoonerMaxx, man. Let's see how this big Chad looking guy with huge muscles and blasting PEDs spent all his money on GoonerMaxxing to cam mods. I don't know. Seems interesting. Let's see how based he can get. Again, this is Larry Wheels, and let's hear his story. Because if you do discards, we're talking about the community members videos, react to, give some recommendation. Okay, well, fuck, dude. I'll do that tonight then. When we end tonight, then, Sai, I'll start trying to get into that fucking Discord. And if I can't get into Discord, because I made it boredguyj, but then I forgot the password, and apparently I logged out. I don't know. But then I tried to get the forgot password, and then the code was wrong. I don't know, man. I'm gonna try it again. I told you about the two-factor authentication going into Twitch, dude. I couldn't get it for like 2 days. If it wasn't for that, I'd have been on Twitch 2 days earlier. Dead ass. I'm not even joking. Just serious stuff. I mean, it's bad. I mean, the only reason I get through on my company is because I have other people do that shit for me. Shit. Just get access to Discord user. I'll help you with the setup, sir. Just holler at me. Got you, bro. Based. That's my boy. Anybody watching this now or in the future, listen, Sai the Mute is my boy. That won't change. Okay? Seriously. This dude is based. It's obvious. Like, I appreciate it, Sai. Appreciate you, bro. The work behind it, the helping me, I see it, and I see you, and I feel that energy, and I love it. Thank you. Larry, GoonerMaxx, Wheels, everyone. Let's see what he has to say. It's a short video, okay? I think it's like 6 minutes, so don't worry, we won't be here all night, and we can skip through too.
Guys, so for about the last 3 years, I have been battling an addiction that has been compromising my future and my relationships. So,
interesting, boys. We might pull something out of this. No pun intended. Guys, we all struggle with things, you know. I mean, this is a serious take. He is muscle maxing, as you can see. He is very muscle maxed. Look at his neck, boys. Muscle maxed. I mean, this guy is huge. Giant. Video is really loud compared to you. Oh, okay, here. Do you like the level of the video or do you like the level of me? Because I can adjust it up or down. Gotcha. So again, guys, we have a giant man with a huge neck. He's neck maxing, okay? He's muscle maxing and he's neck maxing. And he has an addiction that is causing problems for him to continue on his journey, on his path. And we're going to listen to what he has to say. I'm interested to hear.
when you go on adult sites, you may see ads for campsites. Well, sometimes I'd spend an hour or two on an adult site trying to find the perfect video, and then one day
Guys, this is why I call him Larry GoonerMaxx Wheels. He became addicted to cam websites, okay? Adult websites, if you know what I mean. All right? Guys, listen, this is why I tell everyone that you have to be a Chad on the outside, sure, but up here as well, okay? It starts here. This may not even be a fitness reaction, really. This could easily be a mind reaction, which I like better. Guys, this shows that, and this is Sai's point earlier, okay, guys? Listen. Sai made this point, okay? Look at this man. You don't think that this man can pull birds? Of course he can. Look at him. Look at him. He's huge. And he's like 6'4". Okay, he's a giant man. He could pull birds for just standing there. Not only is he huge and tall, but not only is he famous, not only is he rich, you know what I mean? But he's huge. I mean, this guy is the outlier of outliers. Okay. And that's the point, guys, is you don't have to be this to get birds. But the point is we can probably assume that the range of options that he has is pretty large. Okay. There's probably many different birds that would consider him as a partner. But what have I said? That only opens the door. Okay. All of what he has there only opens the door. Even though he may be all of those things I just described, obviously he is being psyoped. He is being deluded. That is not attractive. So what happens is that if you are deluded, even if you have all these things and you're not right in the mind, if you're not working on the head, no pun intended, pause or whatever the fuck they say, what'll happen is they'll open the door, they'll let you in, and they realize you're a fucking idiot who's psyoped and deluded, and they will leave you for something more secure and someone who is more Chad in the mind. Okay? And that is Sai's point, is the fact that pretend a bird gets with this man, it's a year or whatever, however long, then she realizes that he's a fucking idiot in the mind and deluded and gooner coded, right? If she were to run into a man like Sai, who's fucking based in the head, still big, maybe not as fucking whatever is him, right? Maybe not as elite as him, but Sai is about the same size as this fucking guy in terms of height. Sai's probably like, in terms of his look, like the way that he looks compared, he maybe looks smaller, but bro, he's not cooked. And if she were, I'm nowhere near his tone, it doesn't matter. Sai, this is the dude. This guy is a fucking professional bodybuilder. Of course you're not. Of course you're not. No one is. No one is, right? This guy's professional. But my point is this, is that if a bird ran into Sai and saw him with those outlier traits and gave him an opportunity to open the door, if they gave Sai an opportunity to talk and he showed his baseness in the head, he could pull that bird from this dude. Yeah, I don't got a gym muscles. I got the work muscles. Exactly. That's my point. Is like he's an outlier though. Still, Sai is still an outlier. If he showed, if this bird gave him an opening and he was able to show his baseness compared to this guy, Sai would mog this guy. That's the point here, guys. Is that the outside opens the door, but you still have to be a Chad up in your mind in order to keep that bird and have a long-term relationship, right? If that's what you're interested in doing, you have to be right up here. Otherwise, it won't work long-term, even if you're a fucking huge Chad-looking guy like this guy, right? That's my point. Let's continue. I'm interested to hear what he has to say. He is gooner coding to cam girls for anyone who just joined, okay? That's what this guy's doing. He's admitting to it, and he wants to talk about it. So let's hear it.
Finally caved in and wanted to see what the fuss about these campsites were. Probably the worst decision I've ever made, because I got sucked in slowly but surely. Slowly over time, it started off with, maybe one or two $10 purchases, tipping them out of $10 here and there. Innocent, nothing huge, nothing significant. But after about 3 to 6 months.
Ray, hi girl. I'm so happy you are here. I've been talking about you. Sai's here. I don't know who else is here, but Sai is definitely here. Sai is a base motherfucker, by the way. So Sai meet Ray, Ray meet Sai. You guys are gonna love each other. Okay, listen. Ray, Sai, just so you know, and you're up to speed, Ray is the one that suggested the sniper video that we watched. So Ray, once I shut this shit down, you'll be able to go back and watch that. Sai and I actually got into a back and forth about it. You can decide who's correct. I mean, honestly, like we literally had a very, very detailed and thought-provoking conversation about that video. Oh yeah, we watched Sniper and his fat grease and her fat grease boyfriend. Absolutely. And we fucking talked about it. We talked about basically you got to hear way more of my opinions, and Sai questioned me like a base Chad because I don't know what I said, right? Yeah, exactly. Her boyfriend is a chud. He's chud maxing, right? Exactly. And she's gorgeous. Exactly. So she's a hot bird, but girl, she's crazy. That girl is crazy, insane. She's insane maxing. Okay, I break it down my take, and then we do get to hear from Cy and his take. I can't recall it all. Listen, we're gonna do this video, and then I'm gonna shut it down, and then we'll come back tomorrow. But you'll get to see it, right? So she is slightly. Oh, girl, that's an understatement. That girl is absolutely insane. She's off her rocker. She's off her rocker. And you'll see why I think that, okay? But I'm glad to have you, girl. Thanks for coming back. Seriously, and I mean that. Thank you. We're watching right now Larry Wheels, who is a professional bodybuilder. He is very famous in the fitness world. He is kind of the tip-top elite bodybuilder. Like, he's broken a lot of records. His middle name is GoonerMaxx. So it's Larry GoonerMaxx Wheels, okay? And we're just going to refer to him as GoonerMaxx. GoonerMaxx here has spent all of his money on cam girls somehow. How? I don't know. And I was telling the guys that basically you can be this here, right? The video is still super loud compared to you. You might have to double check OBS settings for the sound of your desktop. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, let's try it. So we'll try this. And I'm sorry, guys. I mean, you'll just have to deal with it if it's fucked up, and then I'll have to try to fix it. Here, maybe I can turn down YouTube. Maybe that's it. Hold on. But basically, Ray, what's going on is that I was telling these guys, you know, you can be you can look like a Chad, right? You can neck max. Look, he's neck maxing. He's also muscle maxing, right? He's huge, and you can't tell because of the way that he's sitting, but he's tall. He's like 6'4", 6'5". Like, guy's huge, right? So he's an outlier in many different fashions. And what I was telling them is that he would have probably a wide range of birdies that would love to be talking with him or romance maxing with him, right? But because he's able to be psyoped by cam girls and by gooner maxing behavior, when the birdies finally figure out what he's about, typically they're not into it anymore, right? Like, there's a very select few birdies that are into some degenerate, weird gooner max behavior, right? And so he is explaining to us all about how his gooner max behavior with the cam girls was one of his worst decisions ever. And I tend to think that is probably pretty accurate for the most of us. So I do agree with him so far. I think that I can definitely see how this would get in the way of your journey, your goals, and getting in the way of being based in a Chad in the fucking head, which is where it really matters, is up here, right? So that's where we're at, Ray. And I'm happy that you get to see this, and it'd be nice to have a birdie's perspective on these things, especially a base one. And my goddess birdie, you are my goddess-based birdie. You're goddess-based birdie maxing, and I fucking love it. Okay, thank you, girl, for being here. Let's continue. Okay, guys, let's go.
Of experimenting and visiting these campsites, I realized myself going on it more and more frequently. And fast forward to the last, I want to say 8 months, every single month, I have been spending any and every last bit of extra money that I have come in monthly.
Thank you, Cy. That's why you're VIP. I love you, bro. Thank you. Brotherly love. Love it. Thank you for helping me. What I was saying, we just heard that he has spent, it started out with $10 purchases, okay? And he's rich, so he can afford $10 for the perfect video, right? He's looking for the perfect video, which is strange, okay? It's strange, but we're all different, and we're not judgmental, right? As long as you're doing legal things, we're not judgmental. You can do what you want. This is a free country. I find it very strange that he's looking for the perfect video when there's like millions of adult videos out there. I mean, like, Why do you need the perfect one? What is the perfect one? That's strange. And to boot, why are you GoonerMaxxing, bro? You're like Larry Wheels. Like, why do you want to GoonerMaxx with cam girls when you could have a real girl? I don't know. That's just my thought. I don't know. If and again, this is going back to my point of being a Chad in the head. You can be Chad on the outside, but if you're not Chad in the head, you're going to be GoonerMaxxing to fucking cam girls. Like, what? Okay, so he's started with $10 purchases of it, and then it progressed into him paying all of his expendable income for the month on a cam girl. What? What? Psyop. Completely psyop. Guys, you can't make this up. This is delusion. Like, we are watching it, and he's now coming to the conclusion that he was psyoped and delusional. So, in a way, it's sort of based, right? But, like, still, this is crazy. I mean, it's crazy, but I mean, he is admitting that it's fucked up and weird, and it fucked him up. So, I mean, right now we're sort of on the fence as to how to feel. We're going to see how he breaks it down, but right now I'm sort of like it's like a pro and a con, right? Like the pro is you're admitting it, you're being honest about it. So I respect that. That's based. But then on the other hand, it's like, bro, really? Your entire monthly income? Like, I feel like you should have rehab. Like that's actually a big problem. Like if you are out there and you're spending all of your monthly income on an addiction, you need to get help. Okay? Listen, everybody's going to be addicted to something. It's okay. Listen, we all have our struggles. We all have our problems. I am not judgmental, right? You can be addicted to a lot of different things. I'm going to look at you exactly the fucking same. Okay? But the catch is this, is that if you don't have the money to pay for your addiction, you should probably rethink what you're doing. Okay? At that point, it's pretty obvious that it's not manageable and that it's not just fun anymore and that it's taking over your life. Okay? So that's just, that's how I'm feeling so far. That's my reaction so far. But he is still neck maxing hard. Like, look at that neck, bro. Why is your neck so big? You know why it is? PEDs, boys. No PEDs. No TRT, no HRT, no trend, no D-ball. None of that. We don't need it. We're based. We're Chads. Plus, if you're side of mute, you're like him. You're 6'1" to 6'3", depending on your shoes, and you're a fucking brick house. You don't need PEDs. You don't need them. Okay, let's move on. Let's continue listening to Mr. GoonerMaxx.
On campsites, on online paid porn, on models, and it has not only compromised my relationship, but my future. Luckily, I have a very understanding partner. You guys all know her as Nicole Drinkwater, and I finally had the.
Just so y'all know, for context, this was 5 years ago. He relapsed. Okay, so I was gonna see how this hit with y'all, because if you like it, I'm gonna do like part 2, part 3 with this guy. But just so you know, his understanding partner, she left him. She left him like last month, by the way. So just keep that in mind, okay? When he talks about that. Everything you do has consequences, guys. Okay? He traded his birdie, his real life birdie, for a cam girl birdie. Okay? I mean, I'd rather have the real one, but apparently he's okay with having the cam girl birdie. I don't know. It's to each their own. Let's continue.
Courage to open up to her about it, because I had no savings, I had nothing for my future, nothing, and even at one point I was getting into a negative balance, and I had to make excuses as to why I couldn't afford to go out to this nice dinner, or why we couldn't take this trip here, or why I couldn't do this or that.
One last thing I'll add. I think this is a good example. Just because you get rich, just because you get fucking jacked, just because you have materials, it doesn't fix what's up here. Okay? This is separate from financials, right? And he's a good example of it. He's going to negative balances. He's getting psyoped. His mind is getting taken over. Like, for real. This is real shit, guys. Like, and this is what I've been talking about. This is why I have this fucking stream, is so that you guys don't get psyoped like this fucking guy. This is not a good situation to be in. because this is weird. This is creepy, and it's fucking up the way that he looks at women. So he probably has a hard time getting with real life birdies because he's too busy on cam sites, spending all of his money and getting into debt for cam birdies. He's cam birdie maxing. Guys, don't be this guy. At least he's admitting it though. Like I have to give him respect for real. So there's that. If you are in a bad hole, if you admit it, it's easier to get over, right? You have to at least admit it. So that's based. But honestly, this is fucking weird, guys. I'm just being real.
That I had to make excuses because I wasn't ready to admit the truth. The truth is that I had been wasting all of my money on this campsite addiction. And I have always been someone who I felt was good with money in the sense where I didn't spend my money on clothes, on anything materialistic, on cars, on anything that I didn't need. So when this came about, I don't see how it took me so long to realize how bad it got. And when I realized how bad it got, it was a case of every day saying, okay, this is the last time. And that had went on for months and months. Now, I came up with a system with Nicole after I opened up with her where every single morning she goes through all of my bank accounts. She knows where all my money comes in and where all of my money goes. Now, we built up that trust and it.
Guys, this is the wrong answer. I'm just letting you know. Like, see, the solution that he and his birdie came up with, and who knows who created this solution, who suggested this. You know, now he's turned his relationship with her into one where she's like an enforcement officer. Okay, like you need to be able to trust your partner, right? You can't be going through their shit like this and expect it to go okay. Like there has to be mutual trust. You have to trust each other. And if you can't, it's probably not the right relationship to be in. You know, you should be with someone who you don't have to like you're what I'm saying, your partner shouldn't have to be the solution to your problems in your brain, right? Like the solution he's saying is not like a self solution, right? He's not checking himself into sex addiction rehab. He's not describing. The first thing that comes to mind is his woman, his birdie, checking up on him like a little boy. I mean, that's my take. I mean, once that shifts, that frame shifts, I bet you one. I mean, it's in the pudding. She left him last month. I mean, your birdie loses respect for you. She probably was upset that he was doing this, right? But she loved him at one point. So had he been based in a Chad and gotten right in the head and made a plan to hold himself accountable and not rely on her to hold him accountable, we may have seen Mr. and Mrs. Wheels still together today, right? It's not what happens to you, it's how you handle it. We talked about this. There's going to be friction in life. It's going to happen, right? But if you react the wrong way, you know, you got to deal with the consequences. But if you are a base Chad and you remember, I got to be right in the head, and if I'm not right in the head, I got to do things for myself to do that, you'll get respect. You won't get respect if you say, I have a problem and I want you to fix it for me and you to be the one to hold me accountable because I can't hold myself accountable. Right? My take. That's my take on that. Let's keep going.
It's been working. So for the last, I want to say 2 months we had the system in place, I haven't spent any money relating to anything that I was wasting all my money on. So I've made huge progress considering the last 2 years, all of my extra money has been going to these campsites, leaving me with nothing every month. And in the last 6 months in a negative balance. But before the pandemic happened is when we had this system in place.
I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, but just as an aside to all the Chads out there thinking about PEDs, look at his face. Okay, he's huge and he's jacked, but like look at his face. It's like puppy. You know what I mean? Like this dude is probably like 10% body fat. I'm about 10% body fat. My face is, you see how there's like, it doesn't look fat, right? And I'm not like bragging on myself. It's just like I don't have any fat here. But like, look at his face, dude. It's like puffy and it looks bloated. That happens when you're on PEDs, right? It blurs your face, and even if you might look good in the body, like your face shows it. Like that's PED face all over the world right there. Oh my god! And look at his fucking neck. He's neck maxing like crazy, boys. What the fuck?
So had I kept this up, had we not worked out a solution, I'd be in a very bad place right now. Maybe having to borrow money from a friend or get a loan out. I don't know what I'd be doing, but I'm so grateful to have such an understanding and loving partner to help me work through this addiction, because I wouldn't have been able to progress from how I can see it without her. We actually had worked out a really great system. It's still working right now.
Hey Ray, if you're there, I don't know if you are, you probably are. Um, this kind of touched on something that we said. Tell me if I'm right in this, right? His birdie very likely lost a ton of respect for him when their plan was for her to be basically his mom, right? But why do you think she stuck around for that long? I mean, do you think that it was because of the resources that he had and perhaps she was like, okay, maybe this can get better, but I guess he's got money, he's rich, he's famous, you know? And this is what I'm saying about being like a Chad and like having money and shit, is that at the end of the day, like, do you think that she would have stuck around? This is the question that I have. Okay. And Ray's probably more qualified than any of us. Do you think she would stick around with this guy knowing that he was spending all of his money on cam sites if he wasn't who he was? You know what I mean? Like let's pretend that this guy was like just some fucking like poor, you know, dude. Like, you know, maybe he's not as jacked and he's not famous. Like, do you think she's sticking around? Do you think she's helping him with this, or do those aspects of him, the other ones, play any part in this? Because ultimately we know that she left him. Like she did leave him. So like this loving, caring, supportive wife at some point was like, nah, I'm good later. But do you think she stuck around? Like, why did she stick around? Was she just waiting to see what was going on? I mean, or was it that she was like, okay, well, you know, I guess he's got money, so, you know, let me see how this goes. You know, I don't know the answer to that, you know, but it's just an interesting question. I don't know. So, and maybe she just loved him and wanted to see him through, and he just didn't do his part. And we know he didn't do his part because he relapsed. So maybe that's the reason why. Who knows? But, you know, I tend to think that she would lose fucking respect for this guy and that their relationship would completely change. That's my take on this. I don't ever think that it's a good idea to include your bird on your problems. You need to be able to figure out how to do them yourself, and she shouldn't be the one that has to hold your hand, even though that like that's what everybody thinks. Society tells you that. I don't know. I wouldn't want to put that type of stress on my bird. That's all. You know, I'm meant to take the stress, and the bird probably already has enough stress of her own. And certainly, I don't want to lose respect from my bird. And ultimately, it's my responsibility. So, you know, I am always curious as to why women stick around with this type of shit. So, but hey, I'm interested to know if you have an answer. Great. If you don't, great. I don't know the answer. I'm just asking questions here.
Haven't spent any money on anything related to that, and I'm proud of myself, and it saved the relationship, because had I kept doing it, of course, there would be no more relationship. So how I came about to opening up about it to her was because I so desperately wanted to overcome it. I realized how much of it has consumed me, and not only while I was active on it, spending money in the moment, but even when I go to the gym and do other activities, I find myself constantly thinking about the next opportunity I would get to spend money. And I was so embarrassed and humiliated to open up to her about this that when I opened up, I had to have her stand behind me because I couldn't bear to look her in the face and tell her where all my money has been going.
I have a take on this, but I want to go get a Diet Coke because again, I think it's proving my point here. I mean, like, he's doing everything wrong in my opinion. Hold on one second. Okay, so like, boys, he just described he had his bird turn around, or he couldn't even face her or something. Like, just on that, I like that's that's pussy, bro. That's pussy maxing. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I'm glad that you admitted it. I'm glad that you were honest with your bird, but like, and that's Chad, that's base, but like, bro, you turned around. You couldn't face her. You couldn't look her in the eye. Come on, man. Are you Beckett's maxing? Are you fat grease maxing? Do we find out that Larry Wheels is a former manager of the Beckett's bar? Interesting, because that's what the Beckett's man did to me when he found out we were streaming. He fucking turned around like a girl and ran away. Now, granted, this guy is actually admitting to an addiction, so I will give him a little bit of sympathy there and a little bit of brownie points. But um, everything he's doing is very feminine maxed, it seems, and that's strange to me. So let's continue.
And it was the best decision I have made because, as I said, it has saved our relationship. It has saved my future. I now have a savings.
We know that that's not true now.
And it had prevented me from having much worse lockdown, much worse experience through this pandemic had I not overcome this addiction. So shout out to Nicole because she has been an integral part of this healing process. I can't say I could do it without her. And the message of this video is, of course, the first step is admitting you have an addiction. I think that's common knowledge. But for me, what made the biggest difference was opening up to someone who I really loved and trusted. And because of that, because I opened up to her, we were able to work out a solution. So take that and do with it as you will.
Okay, so that's it. I don't think we need to watch any more of that. But point's been made. So what do we think, guys? He admitted to his addiction. He recognizes that he's been deluded psyop. However, he's decided that the solution to this issue is to rely on his bird to lead him to the promised land. Okay? This is a good example of what I'm talking about on this fucking channel and stream. You need to be the master of your own destiny and journey, right? If you're fucking up on your destiny and your journey, you need to take inroads to fix it yourself, okay? And then if you need help, help will come. But it sounds to me like the first thing that he tried is to get his bird to help him. Now, had he done some things for himself, checked himself into sex rehab, gotten some really intense therapy, done some self discovery, his bird would probably be there to support him through that, right? But in this case, to me, it sounds like he is asking his bird to help him fix this problem and take an active role in his recovery, almost as equal to him. He keeps saying we, right? This is not, she didn't do this. She didn't want this. She didn't ask for this. This is his deal. So I guess in my mind, that may be the reason why he lost his bird. You know, one of the reasons is because, like, not because of this particular situation, and we're going to find out if you guys are interested in this story, in this narrative with muscle maxing GoonerMaxx, Larry GoonerMaxx wheels. Um, um, you know, he's kind of like he's off, man, and it would make sense. Like, you can't. He's saying we. She didn't ask for it. She didn't want it. you know, and now she's playing an equal role in it almost. It sounds like it's like if it wasn't for her, I couldn't do it. I mean, like, really? If it wasn't for your bird, you couldn't get through this? Really? Like, that's kind of like telling. Sounds to me like you need to do some work, bro. Work on that mind, homeboy. Get Chad up here. Because, I mean, your bird doesn't want to be a Chad. Your bird wants to be a bird. So, um, yeah, man. Interesting video. I think we took away some life lessons here. I mean, dude is fucking GoonerMaxx to the max. There's no question about that, guys. Like, and that's a tough place to be. He's based for fucking admitting it. But I mean, like, it doesn't sound like he has a very effective solution or plan to get better and get back on track. Maybe you disagree, but the facts are that he lost his bird. So obviously it didn't work that well. Or he probably would have still had his bird. I don't know. That's my thought. So, um, Larry GoonerMaxx wheels. Damn, bro, that's crazy. Dude, you got so psyop, bro. You're so delusional. Oh my god, man. Delusion is everywhere, guys. Seriously, it's amazing. What can you do? You know, in this type of situation, you go to sex therapy. You get intense therapy if you truly want to get out of that cycle. Um, you got to do some really heavy lifting in the head. No pun intended. The head upstairs. I keep saying the head. All right, boys. Listen, it's fucking 4:30 a.m. where I am at. I have been streaming now. Let's see. How long have I been streaming? For 5 hours and 23 minutes apparently. So I streamed all day today. It's 5 hours, 30 minutes. It's 4:30, boys. Listen, birdies, listen.